row two.
Oh my goodness, such a hard lick right there. He spins right around in front of Dylan. And now here comes everybody piling into this crash. Wow.
Hello there, and welcome back to the Pit and Paddock Racing Show for our special post-Independence Day extravaganza. Yeah, that's what I named it.
Oh, good. That sounds very exciting.
Well, it was a weekend of reruns, but with some alternate endings, so let's start with NASCAR.
NASCAR went back to Chicago for the Bullet Safe Kevlar Vest 165, where SVG swept the entire weekend, but still couldn't pull off any donuts.
What's up with all the donut fails in stock cars?
I've seen like 3 or 4 drivers win and just sort of botch it.
They can
season.
They do the burnout and then they do the kind of a flip and then they can't keep it going.
No, that means the cars need more power, I guess.
Definitely.
Let's jump into the race. Michael McDowell got the jump on SVG into turn 1. That was kind of surprising.
Yeah.
And then set sail pretty much for Lake Michigan.
Yes.
On lap 3, not so lucky Lord Byron this time was out with a clutch failure.
Also lap 3, Hocevar tried to get everybody to do a flying V and instead clipped the inside wall and created a blockade and a red flag.
Man, rest in peace Hot Pickle car. I was excited about that one.
I like the Hot Pickle car.
Oh.
Yeah, that was
the whole track was blocked.
street course. If it was a road course, they probably could have
got around in the grass, but you just got to sit there. Traffic. Lap 15, Chris Butcher was out with an engineering fail.
What happened to his car?
I don't know. I don't know what happened to him. He's usually good on the road courses too, but not today. Stage 1, Michael McDowell stayed out to get the points. SVG tried the undercut, made the pit stop. Didn't work out for him currently.
I like lap 25, Bubba does his first of 26 demonstration spins, but keeps it green.
I like staying green. Not a great day for Bubba so far.
Yeah.
Lap 29.
Bubba not so good on the streets of Chicago, huh?
Man, he just can't get it together there.
Yeah, we could do some jokes that would get us canceled. Bubba Wallace goes to Chicago.
Fast in practice, crashes in qualifying, and then they end in the race. Lap 29, Josh Berry brought out the yellow, but Reddick and Briscoe managed to get in before the flag was thrown, so that was good for them.
It's like a Scott Dixon pit stop.
Yeah, they're like, someone spun, get in the pits now. That brings us to our lap 36. Kyle Busch decides it's time for his crash of the day again.
Has he ever been good? I thought he's historically done decent on road courses.
He's won before, but man, just these last 2 years has been absolute garbage. That's when Michael McDowell ruined his almost perfect day with a stuck throttle. For apparently he didn't pay his mob protection fees to Chicago. I don't know.
But terrible if something happened to that nice car.
Glad he caught it under caution, or else that could have been head first into a wall.
Yeah.
Followed by, directly after that, a surprising move. Catherine Legg spun out and crashed.
Oh, I heard it was because she was trying to add some lip liner.
See, that's why you got to be careful with the Elf sponsorship.
Yeah.
She had the mirror down.
Yeah.
I was trying to put it on, and then not good.
Not supposed to do that when you're driving.
This time, Brian Blaney stayed out for the Stage 2 win.
Why doesn't anyone care about winning stages anymore? What's up with that?
At the road course, usually you pit early, and it's better for full race strategy, rather than stay out and get the stage points. I guess everyone wants to win the race instead of just grab. Usually it's cars that are not great on road courses will stay out just to get some points for the day.
Sounds like a lot of math.
Yeah, that's what the guys on the pit box are for. The drivers just do what they're told. So after, I don't know, SVG started about, I don't know where he was, 10th or so. Took him to about 16 laps to go when he got back to the lead. He put down his little espresso cup there. Coming for you, Ricky Bobby.
He got serious.
Yes. He's like, oh, how many laps? Okay, hold on.
Let me put my espresso down.
That brings us to the Carnage restart, where part-time accountant Austin Cindric tried to take out the field.
Wait, who's Tim Cindric?
The Penske guy, his dad.
Oh, yeah.
The Penske guy that got fired for cheating.
Okay, not related to Austin
It's
Cindric?
his dad.
Okay.
Weird how he got the Penske ride. I don't know how that happened.
Oh, Tim Cindric's the yeah, that's right. He's the Penske, the cheater.com president. Okay, got it. Get a little mixed up.
Recce Spinhouse found the tires and invited Joey Baby to join him.
I saw that. They were kind of turned around the other way.
And then Bubba, once again, did the bounce and go.
He did a lot of bouncing off stuff, didn't he?
Wall check. Yep, still there. That brings us 6 to go when Bowman and Bubba end up getting together again and spend a whole lap slamming into each other.
I heard they were trying to do a Diddy freak off
Oh.
on the streets of Chicago.
Hopefully less baby oil on that one.
Did Bubba's pit boss call in and say, I want you to go hit the safety car? The pace car, so you hit everything else.
Man, just a day.
Yeah.
That's when, coming the white flag, the Arby's car just went headfirst into that tire barrier at like 90 miles an hour. Do you see the replay of that hit? That was rough.
That was a good hit.
Which pretty much ended the race and let SVG take the win under caution. Catherine Light came back for a top 19 finish.
Wow, almost in the points there. Oh, wait, that is in the points in
Everyone
NASCAR.
gets points here.
It's
We all
NASCAR.
get points.
It's like the elementary school of racing.
But man, the TNT NASCAR Chicago 165 camera work was about as effective as Chicago's gun control policies.
So, not at all.
Yeah, that's right. They were showing that Bubba Bowman battle, and like every turn they would like come in late or leave early, and I'm just like, what are we doing here, guys? It was like they went from Amazon having great production to whatever happened in this race was not great.
The production chief engineer was packing up, trying to get out of the streets of
Yeah,
Chicago
he's
early.
like, let's get out of here.
Yeah. Best and worst NASCAR paint schemes for the Chicago 165. Best, what'd you like?
My favorite was the cheesesteak car. I do like a good cheesesteak.
That was a good looking cheesesteak on the side.
But it could also be the worst because it's an Arby's cheesesteak. So, yet I don't know what you're going to get there.
Put enough horseradish on it and you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
My favorite car, I went with Gilligan in the number 34 Hot Pickle car, which I later learned is not available at Renus VK's adult toy store.
I don't know if you would want it to be available. Uncomfortable. It even had flames on it, the hot pickle car.
Yeah. Maybe for the Epstein Island people. I don't know.
Probably.
Honorable mention goes to Cole Custer for being back in the cold custard car.
He didn't get to see him much on TV, but the cold custard car.
Yeah. Apparently, Custer's not good on street courses either.
No. What do we have for worst?
I went with Bell in the number 20 Craftsman car because it had hands all over it, just like Andrew Cuomo's administrative staff.
Very friendly.
He's still groping for a reason why he didn't win.
Not communist enough. Sorry, bud.
Yeah.
My worst was the Tyler Reddick 45 Jordan car. It looked like it had a bunch of shattered glass on it and was covered with caution tape.
Yeah.
But, I guess that actually works for Chicago.
Except it still had wheels.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that did look pretty Chicago.
He had to keep moving.
Also on the worst line, almost everyone for not having 4th of July theme cars on the 4th of July weekend.
Yeah, where was that? Even the X Series didn't have that many.
There's like 2 cars, like the Winchester car and the jockey car, and
Yeah.
that might have I think Suarez might have had some stars on there, but that was about it.
The Mexican driver had the most patriotic paint scheme of the weekend.
Yeah, he was in the top 3.
Oh, okay. Well, coming up next for NASCAR, they're heading to Northern California for the Gavin Newsom Wildfire 350.
Right on.
So that should be a heck of a show.
They're going to have one of those tankers that spreads retardant, do the
Fly
flyover.
over like, we can't start the cars now.
Spread it all over the audience, the track.
We got some debris.
That would be worth watching. Hey, we still have sound, I think.
I'm sure something will cut out or sound awful.
I'm thinking the mixer's going to fix it, at least the audio. That was terrible. The week before, I'm like, we got everything worked out. Everything's working good. Lighting, we're ready to promote. And then I get your text. Your mic cut out.
I could still hear, it just was super quiet on my, it would still come in on mine
I was
a little
catching
bit.
yours was all.
All right.
That's terrible. Okay. Well, Formula One went to the Islamic Republic of Britain for the Grand Prix, where, despite all the chaos, we still got a McLaren 1-2. And this time it was Lando's turn, the alternate ending that I was talking about.
So,
Piastry second, and a long-suffering Nico Hülkenberg getting his first ever podium for third. Good job, Nico.
that was pretty cool to watch.
Yeah.
Kind of made up for the McLaren 1-2 that we're all used to saying every week by now.
Like the Ganassi 1-2 that we're used to seeing every weekend. Yeah.
Jeez.
Race highlights.
Well, in a shocking turn of events, it rained in Britain.
Nobody
Just
saw
before
that
the race started. No, absolutely a surprise. Max stole the pole on Saturday, and then F1 forced a intermediate tire start, which prompted Ferrari and Mercedes and a couple other teams to switch to slicks after the formation lap, and they started from the pit lane.
Yeah, Ferrari found a new and interesting way to lose, while the Mercedes had nothing to lose. So I can see why Mercedes put Russell on slicks. What was he, fourth?
Yeah.
But Antonelli was way in the back, and they're like, might as well give it a shot.
Well, didn't quite work out. They were losing about 5 seconds a lap at the beginning of the race.
Yep.
I was kind of surprised that Ferrari found a new way to lose. It's pretty impressive.
They're pretty good at that.
I'm sure Lewis was excited.
Poor Lewis. What a slap in the face this year has been.
So right at the beginning of the race, lap 2, 3, and 4, we've got Colapinto, Liam Lawson, and Bortoletto.
Bortoletto. Is that how you say his name?
It doesn't matter. He's out.
I'm going to go with Bordello.
Bordello.
No. Was Yuki crashed out by Lawson? Because it was Lawson and the Haas, but I think Yuki may have forced the whole thing to. I don't know.
He didn't crash him. He just rubbed him. And
bit.
rubbing is racing.
Yeah.
Lap 8. That's when Piastri passed Vettel and set sail.
Oh, he was gone.
Yeah, he was.
That was pretty much it until lap 11. Max goes wide on his worn-out intermediate tires, and Norris gets past him. But Max got back past him in the pits, because apparently McLaren's not so good on pit stops.
They had to double stack, and it put Lando behind.
And they had the hard time on the right rear.
Yeah,
Was it?
That was slow too.
They had that female wheel gun person from the F1 the film.
She didn't want to mess her nails up, I guess.
Yeah.
Lap 14, they brought the safety car out for biblical rain, with Lance Stroll in 4th place at the time.
Wow.
What's going on there?
The safety car did a Tour de Britain for the next 3 laps, and then finally retires.
Can we just get rid of the wets at this point? Every time it rains heavy, it's either once it's wet enough for the wets, they bring out the safety car. What's even the point of making them?
Yeah, why even have wets at this point?
It's
you don't really use them.
Oh, this is too dangerous. We're gonna have to bring the safety car out. Then I look at footage from the 80s, and It's a torrential monsoon, and cars are just, "Oh, good luck, put the wets on."
Put the wets on. Get out there.
3 people just died. We'll drive around their bodies.
Yeah.
Let's go. We got a race to finish.
Lap 18, Haji runs right into the back of the other Red Bull Junior car, and the safety car gets unretired.
Get that safety car right back out there.
Well, Haji didn't. I mean, nobody can see anything. Nobody was shocked that he ran into the back of.
No, Lewis did pull off a double pass on someone. That was probably the move of the race.
Lewis is still good in the wet, despite the Ferrari.
Not being good. I don't know that at all. That brings us to lap 21 with the move of the race, actually. Piastry decides to pull a brake check. Later is penalized for it. And then Max immediately spins out right after that on the restart, falls to 11th.
That was actually shocking to see Max spin on a restart in the wet. He's also very good in the wet.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. I don't know about that penalty, though.
10 seconds for brake checking.
I mean, just say, hey, don't do that. That didn't seem egregious to me.
I thought it was just the British stewards ensuring a Briton wins the British Grand Prix kind of move.
Seems to work out that way.
Yeah.
Quite recently, about every race, they're
Yeah.
there. Something happens, and the Brit wins. Does that mean an American gets to win in America?
Yes. Wait, do we have anyone? In a driver? We don't have any drivers right now, do we? Put Sonny Hayes in.
He's real.
Yeah. I'm sure Brad Pitt could get a point for the team.
Yeah, for the team.
Yeah.
At this point in the race, Lance Stroll is in third place looking for a podium.
Did he just like stay out the entire race and end up in third?
I
or
think
what?
he did. He was out there a long time on those tires.
Wow. Lap 24, Hamilton goes wide and lets Russell pass.
The Ferrari does not like the water at all.
No, it's not a water car or a racing fast car. But then Hamilton went back by him by lap 27, so apparently it's better than the Mercedes. That was sad because Ferrari was either first or second fastest all weekend long until they got to qualifying, and then both drivers made a mistake on the ultimate lap.
Seems like a pattern where they're quick on practice and then something happens in qualifying and in the race they just blow it.
Well, this time at least it wasn't the Ferrari team screw up; it was the actual drivers. They both messed up and put them back in fifth and sixth to start when they could have very well been locked out the front row. That was possible.
What could have been?
I'm thinking that
Ferrari motto.
I'm thinking that they've been pushing that car for fast tracks so they can win at Monza.
Yeah, that's probably what they're going to shoot for.
Because they were not good at fast tracks all last year, and suddenly this year they're a little better at fast tracks, and I'm wondering if that's what they're developing for.
That makes
Because
sense.
we're not going to win the constructors. Let's win Monza.
We need to win a race.
Yeah. Lap 35, Hulkenberg gets past Stroll, and the other Avengers go wild.
Except for Hawkeye, but yeah, he sucks anyways.
What superpower does Hawkeye have?
He's really good with a bow and arrow.
Is he like super strong or anything, or is he just shoot arrows really good?
Good at arrows, just good. You could someone could punch him really hard and beat him, but
So you could pretty much get half the dudes in the South to take over for Hawkeye if he was sick.
yeah, probably.
Then we get to lap 40. Russell decides to go to hard slicks and immediately does a double Lutz with triple talc out.
Impressive spin, very good.
I can see. All right, they're gonna try slicks. Why hard?
I
Like, why wouldn't you go soft? It's just wet.
bored. You think Russell was bored out there? Let's
Yeah.
see if we can do this.
Yeah, put me on. He should have been like Sonny Hayes and just sit there and refuse to go out until they put the tires that he wanted on.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Lap 44. Both Haas drivers decided to tap their iPhones to exchange info and wreck each other.
Somebody's got to call Gene.
Get me Gene. Gene's on the phone.
Okay. The little Japanese dude's got to talk to Gene now.
I wonder how Gene likes that.
Lap 45, Pastry goes off and makes double sure that we have a Brit win in the British Grand Prix.
Seems like that happens every year somehow. Who won? Lewis getting his only win last year.
Broke Lewis's streak of 11 podiums in a row at the British Grand Prix. Now,
Oh, yeah.
because he finished fourth, he didn't quite get there.
Thanks, Ferrari. The big news was Nico Hülkenberg's podium from 19th. That's the best third place finish since the 2005 U.S. Grand Prix debacle, where superstar driver Thiago Monteiro finished third in a Jordan.
That the one where only 2 teams raced because the Bridgestone tires were awful.
Yeah.
Or was it the other way around? Michelin's were
The
awful.
Michelins were awful, so they quit.
Yeah.
Like a
They
bunch
did
of
the
losers.
formation lap and then came into the
They all
pits,
pulled off.
and 2 teams raced.
Yep. And everyone booed and left, and Formula One was not welcome back in Indianapolis for that.
Was that their last, or did they have one more after that?
They might have had one more.
Yeah,
And the attendance was bad, because why would you go back?
I remember fans were throwing trash onto the track because they were so upset. But you know what? Montero was super excited to get a podium.
I felt good. I felt happy for him.
At least, Hulk kind of earned this one a little bit more than...
He had to drive the whole race and just do more than exist.
I really thought Hamilton was going to catch up to Hulk, but not that Ferrari just was... Hamilton later said it was just really hard to drive in the wet.
I was kind of surprised that he should have caught him. That Sauber's really improved on their car this year, so good for them. I think that leaves Yuki Tsunoda as the active driver with the most starts without a podium at 99.
Wow.
Do you think he would need a box if he stood on the podium?
Yes, because he would be out of frame
He
in
would.
third place. If he wins, then no, he wouldn't. But if he's in third, yeah, he's going to need a box.
Maybe someone would put him on their shoulders.
So they handed out real trophies and a Lego trophy that was the size of a real trophy. Which one did you prefer?
I like the Lego trophy. It's more fun.
I like the Lego trophy. I wonder if they came with the box and instructions.
I hope so, because they could get broke and you have no idea how to put it back together.
And minifigs. I hope they had minifigs
A lot
too.
of minifigs.
I would like to know, why was Mags the Mighty in the Sauber garage? Something going on?
I don't know. Maybe he was blocking in spirit so Nico could get the podium. Or they're just good friends.
Didn't they hate each other for a while?
Suck my balls, mate.
Suck my balls, mate. Wait, was that Mags that said that?
I think so.
Yeah, Mags said that to Hulk. Yeah. And then they were teammates at Haas and did just fine.
Oh. Well, the big F1 news of the weekend was Nico Hülkenberg finishing third at the British Grand Prix, his first ever podium. Fellow driver Max Verstappen gave Hulk a ride earlier in the season to Monaco on his private jet. Hülkenberg said it was a much better experience than his last flight with Jeffrey Epstein, which got a little awkward.
Yeah, I've heard that about Epstein's private jet.
I wouldn't know. Maybe Bill Clinton would, though, I guess.
We could ask Bill and some of the British royalty what Epstein's private jet's like.
Quite a few actors.
Yeah. Yeah, I would guess Max's jet is a little nicer.
Well, next up, F1 is taking a 3-week staycation before heading to Belgium for the Nazis Won't Come Through Here Because We're Neutral Grand Prix.
That worked really well for Belgium, didn't it?
Yeah, that really great work there.
Hey, I'm sure the Nazis won't come through here because we're a country now.
We're definitely going straight through Belgium.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do.
By the way, what happened to the F1 takes the month of August off and you can't do anything?
But yeah, they would shut the shops down. Everyone had to take some time.
Yeah, 'cause there's only 3 weeks. We have 3 weeks off and then a race and then 3 weeks of August off, but not 4.
What is this, IndyCar?
Yeah.
Jeez, taking every other week off. Okay.
Speaking of Formula One, I saw Formula One, the movie, and thought we'd talk about the good, the bad, and the interesting parts of
Yeah,
that movie.
that sounds good. I did catch it on opening weekend.
Oh, did you? Did you get a special popcorn thing?
I did not get the popcorn helmet.
Aw,
They wanted like $30 for it. It's like, no thanks.
I don't want the popcorn helmet that bad.
No.
Good. It was more believable than I expected. I thought it was going to be about a startup team and an ancient driver that somehow win an F1, which sounded like fantasy. But it was not a startup team. It was just a team at the bottom of the grid.
Yeah.
And they did get points. Spoiler alert, there's going to be a lot here. Points through trickery and upgrades, which are realistic.
Yeah, I did like the strategy and intentional spinning and crashing in order to keep the other driver up in the points.
Crashing through the brake signs.
Yeah, I was worried it would just be like, hey, we should just shift more and pass everyone.
Yeah.
What gear are we in now? 30th? I don't know. Keep shifting. We'll get by the next guy.
Yeah. No, it was realistic because trickery, yes, Magnussen showed us that is possible to get some points for your team.
I like the early, we're going to be super late out on the formation lap.
That was clever.
That was like, yeah, maybe that'll work, but
Yeah,
I like it for a movie. That's fine. But I don't think it would actually do it that much.
I think there would be a stewards investigating
Oh,
sign.
definitely. I think Brad Pitt would have been sitting out multiple races with his license points.
Yeah. And then upgrades. Just this last year, we saw McLaren go from back of the grid to champion with upgrades. So
That's true.
it's doable.
The lead engineer spent a night looking at a computer, and boom, top of the line upgrade the next race.
Yeah,
Good
all by
work.
yourself.
Yep,
I want you to make me a car that can do this. Oh, there it is.
Oh, hold on. Let me hang out late at work one night, and we'll get that whipped up for you.
Bad. I didn't like the stadium audio.
No, the crowd cheering with it sounded like they were trying to be the track PA announcer.
Yeah,
It was like a little echoey. That was a little annoying, but
I was annoyed.
that's what you're gonna get in a racing movie, so you can let people who don't know racing what's going on in the race.
It was Brundle and I forget who the other guy is that does Sky Sports.
Oh yeah, those were the two announcers for it.
So I'm used to hearing their voices, but hearing them all echoey was kind of weird, so that was bad. Interesting. I think the pre-race prayer that Sonny Hayes did, I'm going to say that came from Hamilton as a producer. I think he forced that in.
Yeah, he kind of does the same.
Yeah, he's still got the big cross tattooed on his back.
No.
It's one of the reasons we like Lewis. Another good thing is they didn't have now I'm serious and I'm going to race extra gear that other race movies
Every
have.
racing movie, you're on the backstretch. It's just shift again. Like, where has that been the whole race? We're just now doing this?
Well, I didn't really want to win the race before, but now I'm upset because, the emotional storyline.
Oh, he's in 17th gear now. Keep shifting, bud.
Bad, it was the Sonny Hayes. Ferrari and Mercedes are faster on the straights, but we're going to be faster in the turns. I'm like, no, that's the hardest part of making a car is faster in the turns.
But the lady stayed up late one night and fixed that.
Yeah, all by herself.
Just didn't even want the rest of the team there.
Interesting. I noticed that Sonny Hayes was number 7, same as Kimi Räikkönen.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
That's nice. Good. I thought they did a great job at explaining the technical issues with F1 but not making it too simplified for, you know, new people in the movie. It was pretty good, actually.
Good balance. They talked about, tires and some other stuff I can't remember now. But yeah, they had a good balance with explaining the technical parts of it. And
yeah, that was excellent. Bad. For some reason, Sonny Hayes is better at strategy than a room full of race engineers back at the headquarters.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's inspired by Ferrari.
Yeah.
He's...
Sainz is a better strategist than all the team of engineers.
Like, he's out there doing stuff, and the team's like, what's he doing? I don't understand what's going on. It's like, you should.
C for chaos.
You should understand having a team of engineers working on this.
Interesting. I think Hayes destroys more cars than Mick Schumacher.
That's true. But he is a better wingman than Mags the Mighty.
And Mags was probably the best wingman we've seen in a long time. Yes, I was thinking that Sonny Hayes' character should have been Sonny Magnussen.
Yeah.
The way he kept taking one for the team to get a point. So what do you think was more unrealistic? A 62-year-old winning an F1 race or hearing the U.S. national anthem at a Formula One podium?
Oh, probably the 62-year-old. I mean, if you're going to say hearing the U.S. national anthem at a race, you get to hear it 3 times a year, but not at the podium.
Yeah, that's true. When's the last time we had a U.S. driver win an F1 race? Was Mario?
I think Mario Andretti.
Anyone after Mario?
Did I don't know. Did when was I know Gurney did well,
I think.
but that was probably before
Yeah, I don't know.
Mario in the 70s.
Yeah, it might have been a good 60 years since we've heard the national anthem at a podium.
Thanks, Sonny Hayes.
Best actor, I went with Roscoe, Lewis Hamilton's dog.
He did manage to get his dog in the movie.
Yeah, Roscoe got like 2 shots.
I went with the F2 car that did an excellent job of playing an F1 car.
Good job.
Including all the extra bits and bobs they put on it to make it look like an F1 car.
Have you ever watched it did look just like an F1 car. I couldn't tell the difference.
No, they did a good job with everything.
I guess they figured that Brad Pitt might maybe handle an F2, but not an F1 car.
Oh, he did drive the McLaren over the week, like a 2 or 3 year old McLaren, and he was about 3 seconds off the pace, but that seems pretty reasonable for.
I would probably be more than 3 seconds off the pace.
I think the best racing scene was the opening Rolex 24. I thought that was really, really well done. They started having the fireworks go off kind of in the middle of the race there, but I don't know, it looked really cool on screen. I was like, this doesn't make sense. You know what? Whatever. It looks awesome.
Looks good. Yeah, it opens up with him waking up and then doing some pull-ups, and I'm like, what the hell is he doing? And then, he's at a 24-hour race.
That was cool.
Yeah, that was pretty good. And hopefully everyone that watched it learned that when somebody flashes their lights behind you, that means move over, I'm faster than you.
Yes, that's correct.
If that doesn't work, when I'm in traffic, I usually do the Dakar method and just the horn.
Yep.
Which doesn't work well either.
Good movie, worth seeing.
Yep.
It's the best F1 movie I've seen since Rush.
Yeah. I would say it's better than Rush.
I'd have to watch Rush again.
Rush is pretty historical.
That one's pretty good.
But those were older cars too, so yeah, we'd have to come back and think about that one.
Yeah.
IndyCar reluctantly went to Ohio, where it was another Ganassi win. But this time it was Sneaky Scott Dixon in first, Pablo second, and Christian Lunge Guy hung on for third.
Yeah. The only surprising part was Pablo making a little mistake there.
Yeah. Highlights? What'd you like?
Well, during the pre-race, they had the Fox mascot out there, and they said, "Can you show me your best Newgarden impression?" And he put his head down and walked away from the camera without speaking, which I thought was
That's pretty good.
Pretty spot on. After, anytime something bad happens, he now just declines to talk about it. Come on, man. Get out there for your sponsors and tell us you did a bad job.
If I was interviewing Newgarden, every interview would include, and were you able to use push to pass on restarts? Yeah. Lap 1, turn 1, Newgarden locked his tires, takes out Graham Rahal while he's at it. The Penske problem here just continues.
Man, bad luck for Penske. Even worse luck for Graham, who just did nothing wrong and had a Newgarden sideways directly in front of him.
Oh, Graham, the unlucky's back. Do you think this is Penske's self-imposed penalties for the push-to-pass fiasco, maybe?
They're just... I don't think they would do that. They're just don't have it this year.
Wow. Like, they really don't have it this year. They're not qualifying well.
And it's not even, like, on top of it, they're crashing into stuff every weekend. It's not just the car underperforming. Not much happened until lap 13 when another Penske driver, Will Plower, retired. That's another 1-2 retirement.
For Penske, yeah.
Backwards 1-2.
Yeah.
The last two, as I believe they are.
Chip Ganassi's just sitting back laughing every single race, isn't he?
Well, I don't own the series, but at least I win every race. During the first round of pit stops, Dixon tried out a fuel mileage strategy. Absolutely shocking development in the race there.
Has Dixon reached the point where he's like, I'm not going to win this race on skill, so I have to do it on wiles?
Yeah, like, he can't quite get up there, but once he gets up there, he can hang on to it. I think he found a way to, like, store fuel in his body. Maybe he drinks 3 gallons of fuel and is somehow able to put it back into the car. Something like that.
He's got a little tube, spits it back out. Maybe he just pisses racing fuel now.
Oh, that
He's
must
been
be what
doing
it
it
is.
so long. He's got a relief tube and it just goes into the tank. Lap 31, Rastafarian in the Splenda car runs out of fuel after misunderstanding how hybrids work.
Thought I could get back around.
Dude, you go into the pits and then you come out and then, oh wait, we're out of fuel. Oh crap, we have to put fuel in these things?
I thought you had to plug it in.
Yeah.
Oops.
And then lap 43, St. Ferrucci sends Daly over to mow the lawn. Gets a penalty for not trimming the edges, though.
That was fairly egregious.
Little bit. I don't know. He'd do good in NASCAR.
He would.
I'd love to see St. Ferrucci run it.
It was plowing
Stock
to
car.
everyone. Lap 61, Kevin Simpson pits, stalls, and then runs over the other pit crew guy's feet. So, not a great series there.
What was the pit crew guy doing with his feet stuck out like that in the first place?
Yeah, he had him like out farther. It looked kind of awkward.
Yeah. You ran over my feet. What the hell were your feet doing out there?
Well, don't put your feet in front of a race car. I don't
Exactly.
know.
It hurts when I do that. Don't do that.
15 to go. Colton Herta's pit crew blows it again.
Legacy driver curse continues, huh?
Man,
Herta's having a good day. They always blow it in the pits, don't they?
it seems to have happened like 3 or 4 times this year.
And then Ray Hall was the last car running. He never got his lap back.
No, he did get back out at least, so he got a couple spots, but man, every time. 6 laps to go is when Pablo made a rare mistake, missed the turn, and sneaky Scott Dixon snuck by him for the tall box on the podium. Finally.
Good job, Scott. I was actually rooting even for Scott Dixon. I'm so tired of
It
seeing
was
Pablo.
someone else.
I'm like, if he wins another one, I'm going to go figure out how to sabotage that car. I'm so tired of it. It's worse than Max Verstappen in 2023.
Because, it's the cars are way more even. Someone else needs to get up there.
Yeah. I don't know. You know what? It kind of, Pablo missing and letting his teammate go by for the win kind of felt like a Joshua Pierce move from the Formula One movie.
I'll spin them out for you.
I'm just going to crash on purpose and let the old guy get a win.
Now you have to retire.
Which, again, the stewards would have been reviewing that one in real life, too.
Oh, yeah, knock your teammate out for a win.
Yeah. Well, next up, IndyCar gets drunk and ends up in Iowa for a doubleheader.
Well, we're going to start off with Saturday night for the Corn something or other 275 presented by Corn. I'm guessing.
The corn industry.
Yes. Well, and then we got the second race Sunday afternoon for the Farm Subsidy 275, still presented by Corn.
Is it corn that's available at USAID kind of corn?
Probably.
Why do they split that race up into 2? I mean, at this point, you're having like a mini sprint session.
Yeah, we needed more oval races before.
I guess a small track after 275 laps, you're like, yeah, that's probably enough.
I think we're good. They used to have a big concert series around it too, but this year they do not.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all down with having a double race, and
It would make the weekend more worth going out for the week for 2 days. You know, get a race Saturday and Sunday.
my guy didn't do good Saturday. Hey, there's still Sunday.
Ray Hall doesn't do good Saturday, won't do good Sunday. That's my guess for the weekend.
Same thing.
Hot take.
So what current event news do we have?
Well, President Trump survived impeachment the other week. 100 Dems joined the Republicans in voting not to impeach President Trump after he promised to continue heavily increasing the national debt. So
He did do that.
just a beautiful bipartisan issue they can all agree on is increasing the debt.
Was that the beautiful part of the big beautiful bill?
I don't know what the beautiful part was, but it was big.
It was the increased national debt if you're invested in the right stocks.
That's true.
Planned Parenthood was defunded by Trump's big beautiful bill. CEO of Planned Parenthood, Alexis Johnson, said they're going to be able to stay open thanks to increased funding from North Korea, Iran, and Russia.
Oh, good.
So
Just the best countries to help them out.
Yeah.
They deserve it.
yeah, they're all about reducing our population. That's it for this week. Next week, a doubleheader. IndyCar and NASCAR.
IndyCar on an oval, NASCAR on a road course.
Yeah.
There we go.